Hey, I'm Dana with Diggin with Dana, and I have Seyoue Sims here with me today from Delex Realty, and he is a top producing agent there, correct?
Sure.
Well, you have been
We
for
work hard.
yes,
We work hard.
many years. You have a big team, and you
Sure.
guys are growing all the time, and you're always working on your system to
Sure.
help generate business and whatnot. So, Seyoue, tell me a little bit about you, as far as you as a person. What you are, what your plans are, what you have going on right now. Anything in particular you want to share with us?
Sure. Originally from Michigan, so
Oh,
we've been out
okay.
here for some time, probably since 2004, I would say.
Oh.
Big difference. No snow. You know. Judicial state as far as real estate versus a title state. You know, so that's big difference there. But no, I think I'm pretty much myself. I'm the same, no matter who I'm with.
What brought you to Arizona then?
My wife, school, she was from out west.
Oh, okay.
And finally she's like, no more snow, here's our chance. After school finished. So we ended up out here, and she went to do a residency at St. Joseph's, and that's how we ended up here.
Oh, okay. Okay. You have any kids?
Yes. I have my daughter who's just turned 16, Ava, and then I have my son. He is 35. He lives in Bogota, Colombia. And
Oh, wow.
he has his real estate license. Excuse me. He has his real estate license in Arizona, but he works from there for us, for our team in the background,
Oh, okay.
and teaches English there. So yes.
Wow. That's exciting. I didn't know about your son.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. He's always in the background working with us and
Yeah.
helping our agents.
Yeah.
Fluent in Spanish. So.
Okay.
He helps a
So
lot.
how many do you have on your team?
Ooh, right now we're just approaching on 40.
Wow. That's a big team.
Sure. We don't say team
Oh, okay.
on our side.
Okay.
We talk about partnering, right, on leads. Because really agents don't want to be on a team if they're honest. What they want is they want business in between their business, or they want business to get started.
Right.
That's really what they want. But so we say partners.
Oh, okay. Okay, so about 40 partners.
Yes.
Yes. And are you always looking for new partners to come on?
Absolutely.
Or are you kind of like, that's enough?
No. We're always open. The AI will run a lot of that in the back, so there's not more pressure on us for adding more people.
Oh, okay.
So no, we're always open.
Okay. When you say AI, can you explain a little bit about that for some people that may not know? Because we have a lot of different kinds of viewers.
Sure.
What do you mean by AI with real estate?
Well, in real estate, it was always hard to follow up with your database,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So in our case, maybe we have 19,000 in our database from leads we purchased over the years. And so, keeping up with those, staying in front of them was always a challenging thing.
Oh, okay.
Even if you had the best CRM, it was a challenge.
Yeah, because you have to have somebody to sit there and work that CRM,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the past few years, you've seen AI come in to help with that, where the computers can grab listings from MLS and help send them to the client. They can maybe answer some of the pertinent questions, or at least text you and say, hey, this client in your database needs help right now, right?
Right.
So it
So
helps.
it's basically like a computer, a robot, basically. A robot that
Yes.
can, like, work for you on the back end.
Yes, her name is Rhea.
Oh, you have a name?
Yes.
How'd you get that name? You just
It
made
seemed
it.
right. We
Yeah.
just made it up, yeah.
That's awesome. But that's true, though, right?
Yeah.
It's like a robot that works on the back end just to keep you and your partners up to speed.
Sure.
Pretty much on what people are looking at or looking for, right?
Yes, to help us stay in front of
Stay in
people
front of
while they're
people.
waiting. Maybe they're a year out, 3 years.
Oh,
We have
gotcha.
people coming back on our site from 5 years ago,
Yeah,
which any other situation we would have never known.
yeah. So tell me a little bit about what you do as retaining business. Because I know that's so big with you.
It is.
And I know that that's something unique that a lot of realtors don't do, and it kind of sets you apart.
Sure.
So tell a little bit about what you do for that.
Sure. I think I just always wanted at closing to try to make the client cry. It sounded crazy, but it was something I wanted to do, right? What could we do that you would put someone on the floor when you give them this, you know?
Yeah.
So we tested a few things.
Not make them cry like.
Not in a bad way. Yes, not in a bad way.
In a good way.
In a
Happy
good way.
tears.
Yes. So we just started getting creative and finding out what was important to people from their childhood.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll speak to the wife and say, hey, listen, we know the house is yours. Let's see if we can make your husband cry, you know? And they go, what? You know?
Yeah.
And then we'll say, you know, who was he fond of as a kid? And she's like, oh my gosh, this is his favorite person all time. And we'll go and find either autographed jersey from his favorite person. And then we'll all surprise him with his family and his kids at closing.
Oh, wow.
And yes, they cry. And I think it was pretty shocking. You would see or hear people say, no one has ever done anything like this for me in my whole life.
Oh, wow.
And we were like, whoa, you know? And it kind of changed, I think, the way people thought of us as well, that we took the time to actually get to know them. And now they have something in their house that's forever. They're never, ever, ever going to get rid of it.
They'll never forget you. Right.
One of our clients we just did, they flew in from Tennessee to purchase a house. So we only met them once. We showed them one house. They went under contract and flew back.
Oh, wow.
So we spoke with...
That's like the dream deal, isn't it?
That's kind of how we work.
That is it?
That's kind of how we work.
Wow.
I think in just letting people choose their house instead of the agent trying to choose, right? It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, it does.
When people get to choose their own house. I want that one. Sure. Okay, great. You know? So she flew out. They left. We spoke to her brother-in-law, and we were like, because it's an older couple, you know, no kids. We're like, what do they enjoy? She's like, they fly to New York every year to go see Cats on Broadway.
Oh.
So I called back to New York, called some dealers, and like, does anyone have an autographed picture from the cast of Cats from this night in 1990 when they were there?
Oh, wow.
And sure enough, somebody called back and said, we have one.
Wow.
So we purchased it, and on their closing day, we showed up, and she was raw.
You got her to cry.
Yeah,
huh?
It worked.
Wow.
So it's just, you know, I think finding what's important to people. One of our agents, Shameen Mullins, she has probably the greatest story. I think she called the HOA. The family was very afraid because they had kids, 5 kids that they were bringing over. And they were pretty quiet. She's like, how are we going to... We're afraid they won't be close to the kids there, won't be pulled in by the neighbors and their kids.
Oh.
So she called the HOA and asked, could she have the whole neighborhood come out to their home on the day she gave keys? And she had Hawaiian ice truck come and supplied the whole neighborhood with snow cones. So when they showed up to give her clients the keys, all the neighbors and their kids were outside to greet them.
Wow, so they have friends instantly.
Instantly, and since then, the parent has called quite a bit and said, listen, you've changed everything for them. My kids are in sports now with their friends. They're doing a lot of activities, and it just let them come out of themselves. So
wow.
That's kind of how we...
That's how you work.
Kind of approach it, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you're helping people with the biggest decision of their life as far as purchasing or selling their home, but then to hit their emotional side like that. I mean, we know it's already emotional with the whole transaction part, but then to connect with them on a way, such a personal way, that is really something to be said.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
No, it's great. We enjoy it. I mean, it never gets old for us, you know, trying to find what's important to people and...
you really get to know your clients that way to where they do call you again for the next deal, right?
Sure.
You have a pretty large referral base.
We have a huge referral base, and nobody believes me, but we're not known for sending postcards in both birthday cards and all these things in between.
Yeah.
Right? But if 5 years passes, they still call.
Right.
They still call. And we speak to them just in general. But it's not business-based anymore, right?
Right.
Once we've crossed that closing, they either say, hey, you're a part of our family, or, check in for different things.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say organic, but it's a natural thing. They know that if they call, even if it's 10 years, we're going to pick up and answer right away the same.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a great culture you've created for your business, pretty much, right?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you like to do? I know you like to learn about your clients and what they like to do, but what does Seyoue like to do?
I'm a roller skating fan.
Roller skating?
It's true. Yes.
Yeah? Like you like to go to Great Skate and
Sure.
go skating?
Yeah, I was there this past weekend. Yes,
Were you?
Yes.
So you might catch you there at
This
Great
is true.
Skate
At
sometime.
52, I don't get hurt. I'm still there. It's still fun.
Yeah.
It's a great outlet. I think just to clear my head.
Do you like the skates with the 4 wheels or like the inline skates?
There's only
Either way?
4 wheels are the only thing that matters. Yeah.
You're old school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is true. So yeah.
Okay, so can you do like the dancing and all that kind of stuff on the skates? I know when I've been there, I've seen, some people that can twirl and they dance around the skating rink and all. Is that you?
I'm not that person.
No?
Yes, I can skate backwards and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm more on the speed side.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to risk at my age getting hurt. So yes.
Yeah. You just like to go fast.
Let's go.
Yeah. How fun. So anything else that you like to do? Are you involved? I know you're involved with your kids a lot
Sure.
with the sports and
Yes,
stuff,
yes,
right?
with track and field,
Track
yes.
and field.
Definitely enjoy that. The Olympics are a big thing,
Yeah.
I play drums as well, so that's a secret.
That is a secret.
I've played since I was probably 10 years old.
Is that right?
But yeah, that's a treat as well.
Yeah.
But that's it. Skating and drums. I stay pretty quiet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Who knew that? No, I didn't know that about you. That's
Yes.
pretty neat. Now I do.
That's true.
Yeah. So what if you were to get to go on a vacation anywhere, where would you choose to go on vacation?
That's a great question. Vacation. Wow. Wait, what's a vacation? I'm not sure. No. We spend time. We leave all the time. I'd love to get back out of the country.
Yeah.
In the 90s, 2000s, I traveled more, working with Royal Bank of Canada, different prime ministers, getting a chance. So being in, Belgium, Sweden, those type of things, was big as far as traveling. At that time, I hadn't made it past Chicago in the United States, but I had been halfway around the world the other way.
Oh, wow.
Going east until meeting my wife. So I would say maybe another Europe tour, I would say, would be some of the places we haven't been to.
Yeah.
France, Spain, Egypt, somewhere in that area.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
You should plan that.
I know. COVID messed a lot of that up.
Yeah.
That
it
C word
did,
thing.
didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I know that you are big on helping people.
Yeah.
And I know you do that every day with your partners.
sure.
You do that with everyone that you meet. But I know that giving and charitable organizations are your thing as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about how that plays in your everyday life? Because
Sure.
I know there's always something with you
Yeah.
that you have your hand in, and I think that that's awesome. So if you could maybe share with us some of the things that are dear to your heart that you
Sure.
like to support, and maybe we can, encourage others that would want to help too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just, we always talk a lot about being humble, staying humble, right? And I think, I don't know how much that exists in the internet world of the purpose of Instagram, TikTok. Like, that's really not the purpose, right? It's the
Yeah.
opposite,
Yeah.
And so I think we grew up in a place with my mom where she served the poor quite a bit. We would go there even before we opened up presents on Christmas. So it's a strong visual. I think my mom losing her mom as a kid when she was 13, I think that played a big part of it. I think one of the, if I have a thorn in my side, it's never getting a chance to meet my grandmother. And, you know, hearing my mom's experience of her mom passed away of breast cancer at the time. And at that time, it was they thought it was contagious. So my mom could never see her mom up close again once she went in and got diagnosed.
Oh, wow.
So she would share about standing on the sidewalk, looking up to the third floor where her mom was and seeing her mom stand in the window, and they yelled back and forth. That was how they spent her last month or so.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, those type of things, I think it just, it drove me crazy in a sense, you know, for a longing. And we were doing a homeless carnival several years back once we got to Arizona. And I remember this little kid, I was volunteering cutting hair. And he said, no, I'm not a beautician on the side. But I was just volunteering, filling in, and he was talking about how much he loved the Suns. And I was like, oh, you've been to a game? And he said, no. And I said, well, we'll send you to a game. And they were like, rah! And I was like, whoa. You know? And so we sent him to a game. And then we sponsored that family for Christmas. That in Arizona, that was the first family we sponsored.
Oh, okay.
And so I said, man, maybe we can get Santa to come to their house. They had just gotten a house. They had no furniture. Definitely a challenging situation. Single mom with 4 kids. They had nothing.